My name is Oratile Komape, grade 6, English Argumentative. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the prettiest of them all? Oh, I'm sorry, mirror. One moment, please. I just received my math exam results. I hope I'm number one in the class again. Oh no! How did this happen? I just lost 3 followers on TikTok. No! Chairperson, when it comes to measuring self-worth, many people use something just as unreliable as a random stick. When you feel like you're measuring up, you feel good about yourself. But when you feel as though you've fallen short, your self-esteem sinks like the Titanic. Ladies and gentlemen, there are certain things that should never be used as measurements for self-worth. The first deceiving measuring stick I want to look at and not in is the mirror. The psychologist Stephanie J. Wong says on the shineapp.com, dated 25 October 2020, that your physical appearance shouldn't define how worthy you are. A beautiful face won't last forever. Hair loss, wrinkles, and middle-age spread can feel catastrophic for someone whose self-worth depends on their physical appearance. And by the way, did you know that about 8 in 10 preteens have acne? We all know how horrifying it can be when you look in the mirror and see a big pimple on your chin. So listen carefully. Never ever let something silly, as like a pimple or wrinkle, define how you feel about yourself. I would like to use the iconic singer Freddie Mercury as an example. You may wonder how a man that was bullied in school because of his buck teeth wouldn't want to fix the problem as soon as he had enough money. While the Queen of Queen obviously knew that his worth wasn't determined by his looks. Next, I want to talk about the inaccurate measuring stick called grades. We all know the saying, everyone is a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing it is that stupid. Maybe tests freak you out or school is just really difficult. Your grades don't determine your intelligence and they don't measure things like your dedication and integrity. On centerforcommunication.org, dated the 2nd of May 2020, psychiatrist Brianna Ruffin writes that every school student is plagued by self-deprecating thoughts like, I am such an idiot, or I am useless. Professor Michael Lecordia is head of the Department of Curriculum Studies in the Faculty of Education at Stellenbosch University. In the article, Not Everyone is an Academic, the Daily Maverick, dated 8 October 2019, he talks about his own experience. I quote, a few days ago, I phoned the local plumber to repair a tap in my bathroom. When the young man arrived, he greeted my wife spontaneously. Hello, miss. I realized immediately that he was one of her former learners. He had not completed matric because he left school after grade 9. Even Even though he was a dropout, John today has his own successful business. Prof. Michael also says that there are many young entrepreneurs who are successful businessmen, not thanks to the education system, but in spite of it. So, my dear friend, if you ever feel like a fish in a tree, remember, you are more than your grades. Lastly, when it comes to friends, numbers don't count. What matters is how you treat one another. In the words of Oprah Winfrey, lots of people want to ride with you in the limo, but what you want is someone who will take the bus with you when the limo breaks down. We all love the Cookie Monster, right? Can you remember what he had to say about friendship? Sometimes me think, what is friend? Then we say, friend is someone to share the last cookie with. The problem is, social media is damaging real friendships. Most children prefer to like a friend's Instagram pictures or TikTok videos rather than hanging out in real life. On mybodygreen.com, dated 21 September 2020, psychologist Dr. Christina Hallett puts it this way. You might have thousands of friends and followers online, but the question is, how meaningful are those relationships? If you measure your self-worth by the number of so-called friends, it might be time for a serious reality check. Mirror, mirror on the... Forget it. I will never allow random sticks like appearances, grades, or the number of friends I have to be used as measurements for my self-worth. Chairperson, I leave you with the words of Eleanor Roosevelt. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent.